It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass here on Fox 47. I am Jack Ebling, and it's time to meet Team 333. Tom Crawford, my longtime broadcast partner, Bluebelly Tom, covering 18 years. He is a regular contributor to thewolverine.com and the creator of the Crawford Podcasting Network. Tom, you look a little happier than you did after the first Michigan State-Michigan game.
Yeah, a little bit different outcome, a positive an outcome that I didn't anticipate when we were having breakfast down in the media area. I didn't see it coming. Hey, when the ball goes in, I guess you win. You hit 10 threes as opposed to 5. There's a difference in the game.
That new Jackson guy, he's pretty darn good.
Also, we went 15 seconds into this show without Jeff Jackson.
A little later.
Jeff Jackson was good.
Call him JJ.
He was raining threes. I'm like, that guy's good.
That's Rico Beard, a longtime Detroit radio and TV personality, Specs Howard broadcast instructor, recruiting insider, and he is the host of the Spartan Beat, weekdays from noon to 1, the Spotlight Radio Network, and people talking. We were talking yesterday at Chrysler Center about the next coach for Michigan State football. Looks like there might be one. Smoke signals.
Yeah, I mean, the white smoke is not up yet, but I think they're preparing the wood and they're getting ready to raise it up. If you can connect the dots, they're there. I know Spartan. There hasn't been a lot of good things happening in the world of East Lansing sports, so everybody's negative. But this is one, relax. I think we all see what's about to happen here.
Coaching searches can be fickle.
You know, here's the thing. I put it yesterday. A coaching search will show the most insecurity in a family.
Oh, I hate him.
At that point, it's like you're in high school. Well, I'm waiting for them to call. They haven't called me yet. I gave them the number. They don't like me. They hate me. It was the dress that I was wearing. It was the shirt. It was the tie. Why does everybody hate me?
This will be the 11th Michigan State football coach I have covered, but Michigan State's been pretty coaching search free, and basketball hasn't had one since 1976.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I want to welcome Darian Harris, 5-year MSU linebacker, co-captain of 2015 Big Ten champions, college football playoff team. He's also a marketing manager for Quicken Loans, assistant football coach, Wall Lake Western, Thursday contributor to The Drive with Jack. Big reaction. Players must love it.
This is all new to me. I mean, I don't even know what to say, to be honest. I mean, as Rico said,
he knows more than we do, ladies.
Coaching searches are crazy, and I've never been a part of one, so this is new.
We'll be right back. We're going to talk about Mark D'Antonio, his legacy at Michigan State, as we put that tenure to bed, and we look ahead to a coach now at Cincinnati, might be headed to East Lansing. Up next.
Grand Ledge Lincoln, GrandLedgeLincoln.com on Saginaw Highway and Grand Ledge. Great values going on now. 2019 Lincoln MKZ Reserve all-wheel drive, only $269 per month for our courtesy vehicles. We also have a great selection of an entire Lincoln lineup with over 40 in stock. And our Lincoln customers enjoy great service like pickup and delivery. Again, check us out online, Lincoln.com, on Saginaw Highway in Grand Ledge.
The Holt & Diamondale Insurance Agency works with all of its clients, like the Howard Hanna real estate executives, to protect your risks. Auto Owners Insurance provides flexible coverage for personal, professional, and farm insurance needs. Call your hometown team today.
Let Bunker, Jackson's premier indoor gun range, now open.
Over 28 million viewers agree 911 Lone Star is a wild time in Texas. 911 Lone Star, all new Monday on Fox.
It's leap year, and when the calendar gives you an extra day, let's give our customers extra savings. So leap into your nearest Graf dealership during Graf's Leap Into Savings event.
Leap into Graf and drive off in a new Chevy Equinox, just $149 per month, or a new Chevy Silverado Crew Cab, just $136 per month, or leap into a new Chevy Blazer, just $152 per month.
Right now, leap into extra savings during the Graf Leap Into Savings sales event going on now at a Graf dealership near you. Dad?
The Daytona 500, February 16th on Fox.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Team spirit, face paint, more cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graf Chevrolet and Graf Nissan on West Grand River in Okemos. With 106 years in the automobile business, they'll take great care of you as they have in all 7 of my leases and purchases. Go green, go Graf.
After much reflection, discussion, and prayer with my family, I feel that now is the time for change as we enter into a new decade of Michigan State football. I've told our players on many occasions that Michigan State is bigger than any one person. It's the program that's so important. Someday there will be someone else here talking to you from this podium. That day has come. My plan is to stay on within the university and athletic department in a role involving special projects, especially transitioning our players, both current and incoming, to their next challenges. It has truly been an honor and a privilege to serve as the head coach at Michigan State football. Truly still humbled by that aspect. I will forever be a Spartan. And I want to thank everybody at Michigan State for all that they have done for the D'Antonio family.
As the rules have evolved, the recruiting rules have evolved. It's it's really an around-the-clock kind of job, and it's one of those jobs that's really a lifestyle. So I want to, on behalf of myself personally, our athletic department at Michigan State University, thank Mark for an extraordinary career.
That was the announcement on Tuesday. Mark D'Antonio calling it quits after 13 seasons, and Bill Beekman, he's been busy, just back from Cincinnati, where he arrived last night and had an interview with Luke Fickell. Rico Beard, how would you describe the 13-year tenure for Mark D'Antonio? More accomplishments than anyone ever expected when you think about a school record, 114 wins, never before seen 8-2 record against Michigan, 3 Big Ten championships, so many accomplishments, but then the disappointments of the last 3 years, last 4 years, 3 of the last 4, yeah, on and off the field.
I would say probably you could describe it as the modern day Michigan State football golden era. In that time period, as you said, you watched them knock off top 10 opponents, beat Ohio State, go on the road and knock off people, make it to the college football playoff, win the Big Ten championship multiple times. So yes, especially like the first 9 years, it was he saying, hey guys, you're gonna place your feet on roses. He nailed that promise. He got them there. And then they went even higher. And then at the end, there was starting to be a little bit of a dip down. Probably the best time to go out so that his legacy can still remain. People are going to be upset now, but as time goes by, you're only going to remember the good stuff.
11 winning seasons, 6 bowl wins, 3 championships. The list goes on and on for the winningest coach in school history. Darian Harris, you were there as a trusted leader. Played a key role in the Rose Bowl win, January 1st, 2014, and then on the team that got to the college football playoff. Only Ohio State and Michigan State from the Big Ten can make that statement. Putting all the numbers aside, what made Mark D'Antonio special, and how should he be remembered?
Well, he was a man of character and great faith. He cared about his people. He cared about his players, his coaching staff, our families, players' families, coaches' families, and Spartan Nation as a whole. And I think that went a long way. That's why I was, my parents trusted him to take care of me truly, away from home, especially guys that are coming from out of state. And because of that, I think he should be remembered as a man that was honest and fair and truthful and came and got the job done. I mean, that's just who he was. He was blue collar. He was old school. He was a family man. And he truly got the job done. You know, it's incredibly hard to win in college sports and sports in general, but especially college sports, and especially at Michigan State with the blue bloods you have, not even in your own conference, in your own division.
Right.
And he was able to really, overcome a lot of those challenges and recruiting and all those things, put a winning product out on the field. And I think that, like Rigo said, over time, people are going to truly remember only the good things.
Do you think we'll see a lot of him post-retirement?
I'm not sure. I think it remains to be seen. I mean, I don't necessarily see him as a guy that's going to really be in front of the scenes. I can see him doing a lot of behind-the-scenes work, but I don't see him like transitioning into TV or something like that. Probably never coaching again.
So he won't go the Urban Meyer route?
I don't think he's going to go the Urban Meyer route. No,
I
but
don't think that's his strength.
No, I don't think so.
Tom Crawford, what is Mark D'Antonio's lasting impact, good and bad? And what did his tenure mean for the nation's best rivalry, all sports?
Well, it galvanized the Michigan State fan base. I go back to, when we quit, we're tired of bowing down to Michigan. Remember in 2007, after that 2007 game, the comeback game, the Mario Manningham game, and then the Mike Hart situation, and he's shooting his first shot, on Labor Day weekend with Will Tiemann. It was a galvanization of the Michigan State fan base that really needed to get together. And I got those fans all around me. And that's why his base is so strong. And the negative side, kind of ended on a bad note. 3 of those last 4 seasons, not very good. And then the timing when he left.
He said, it's not over. It'll never be over. It's just starting. It is over for Mark D'Antonio. But just starting for his successor, and we're going to talk about that coming up. The search for a new coach on Press Pass. Woody's Oasis, your healthy alternative to fast food. Woody's has the best Mediterranean food in town. Stop and see Chuck and Delita. They'll make you feel like family. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is always willing to help.
Hi, how are you doing today? Do you want to do the homemade bread with it, or did you want to do the thin bread as a side?
They'll be sure to put a smile on your face. And as lifelong supporters of MSU athletics, you never know who might stop by. Eat Woody's and live longer.
Coulda, shoulda, Woody's.
Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, right next to campus.
The student bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And bills.
Strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
The only station with local news weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, this may be the most important phone call you'll ever make.
I owed $87,000 in taxes. But listen.
Your tax problem is settled. You only owe $3,500.
What a great message.
I owed $11,000 on my taxes. But now?
Congratulations. You only owe $2,068.
How's that sound?
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, then you owe it to yourself to call this number or go to tax10000.com. Even if you are already at the point where you're struggling with levies and garnishments, let our experts help guide you through the process of negotiating a tax settlement.
We owed the IRS $48,000.
But check out what we actually paid.
Are you sitting down? You only owe $3,571.
Call 800-969-1677 or go to tax10000.com. That's 800-969-1677.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Take It to the Bank segment, brought to you by Dart Bank, dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years, with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Holton South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank for what matters most.
What makes you so passionate about being a head coach, and what drives you forward now, as you said, that you've decided that you want to build your own culture and build your own program here in Cincinnati?
I think the ability to work with 18 to 22-year-olds, it's such a unique time in their life. It's the first time they're walking away from home with the structure that they've had there, some structured and some different structures. The ability to bring educated people from all different walks of life, from every different area of the United States, and bring them together and try to get them to believe in together everyone achieves more, to selflessly sacrifice for one another, because that's what life's all about. The ability to be able to do that is I mean, it's off the charts. It's something that you can't get anyplace else. The euphoria of not just winning, but the euphoria of seeing those kids mature, seeing them come together, seeing them bond together to create that family. It's like nothing you can imagine.
UC fans have very fond memories. The last time we saw a defensive coordinator from Ohio State make the trip down I-71 here for his first head coaching job, that was Mark D'Antonio about a little over a decade ago. He's a coach you've had a chance to work with through the years. You mentioned, a very good friend of yours, but you've also had a chance to work with many other very highly regarded coaches, Hall of Famers throughout your tenure as a coach. How have they all impacted you and the coach that you've become over the years?
Uniquely in many different ways. Every single guy that you work for, every single guy that I was around, I gained something from. Every single guy I learned something I probably wouldn't do. The unique thing about it is every single one of those guys that were great at what they did, they were who they were. Every single day. And there are ups and downs, and there are different ways of doing things. But the reality to be able to see those three Hall of Fame coaches, I've only coached for 4 different people, but to see all of them do it in their own ways is what really, really intrigued me. So I learned so much. It'd be hard to pinpoint, hard to say something from each guy. There's a little bit of every single one of them in me, and it's my job now is to put all that together and be who I am.
That is University of Cincinnati coach, still, but maybe not for long, Luke Fickell. And that was 3 years ago when he got to Cincinnati and left Ohio State. Darian, the majority of his coaching colleagues, just about every player he has coached, and an impressive number of recruits think that Fickell is the real deal. What stands out to you? Why would he be a good guy to play for?
Well, I think that you have to go off of that. You have to go off of the background knowledge that you're getting from people that have been associated with him. And it'll just kind of remain to be seen. I mean, the truth of the matter is, until you're in the locker room with him or see what he does or are able to be at practice and things like that, it's kind of hard to create, that type of assessment because you're not necessarily sure. But going off of that basis, it does sound like this guy is somebody that's going to ascend in the coaching ranks in some capacity, whether it's at Michigan State or not. And it definitely makes sense for Michigan State to jump on that train now.
Cool Hand Luke was the greatest heavyweight wrestler in the history of the state of Ohio. Started 50 games for the Buckeyes, was interim head coach after Jim Tressel, before Urban Meyer, defensive coordinator, as Mark D'Antonio was, for a national champion, back-to-back 11-win seasons. Rico, if Bill Beekman gets his man, they're talking about 5 years, $25 million. People are going to be very happy. If not, then what?
If not, then you know what? As Tom would say, it'll be good for business. It won't be good for Spartan fans. If they don't land Fickell, I guess maybe Chris Creighton. Maybe you just stick with Tressel, but you're going to have a lot of disappointed fans.
Tom, you said yesterday when we were sitting there at Chrysler Center that Luke Fickell would get your attention. What is it about him that could make this rivalry even spicier?
Well, he's an outstanding recruiter in the state of Ohio. He's got that down to a science. I mean, I call it Stepping Stone University, University of Cincinnati. It's where guys know that the coach is not going to be there that long. So if he's getting those good players, getting 4 stars, what can he do at Michigan State? That's what I fear more than anything. And he and Harbaugh don't like each other. The rivalry is going to stay engaged.
Stay tuned to understand the Board of Trustees is going to be involved in this very soon. Might be the morning meeting, and we'll see what happens. Could have Luke Fickell here very, very soon as head coach. We'll be right back, and we're going to talk college basketball. Michigan's big win up next.
Hi, I'm Pat with Holt Diamondale Insurance Agency. Do you have horses, cows, sheep, and llamas on your farm? With Auto Owners Insurance, we're making sure that all your life events and animals are covered. Call your hometown team today.
I'm going to put a weapon on you. Bring it, little dude.
Stop your kids from fighting after you pass away with a will or trust that spells out your wishes. We protect you, your family, and your wallet. Call Crenshaw Peterson today for a free consultation.
Yippee-ki-yay, Lego Masters!
Fox Wednesday. It's TV's brickin' huge smash hit.
You will be creating out-of-this-world space builds that we're going to destroy in amazing ways. It's gonna be great.
Prepare for a Big Bang challenge with a Big Bang guest star.
Get your brick on!
Who will be the first team sent home?
Can we take that again? No? Okay, well, it's all good.
All new Lego Masters after The Masked Singer, Wednesday on Fox.
There's so much more I can teach you about murder.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Team spirit, face paint, more cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
It's leap year, and when the calendar gives you an extra day, let's give our customers extra savings. So leap into your nearest Graf dealership during Graf's Leap Into Savings event.
Leap into Graf and drive off in a new Chevy Equinox, just $149 per month, or a new Chevy Silverado Crew Cab, just $136 per month, or leap into a new Chevy Trax, just $98 per month.
Right now, leap into extra savings during the Graf Leap Into Savings sales event going on now at a Graf dealership near you. Dad?
Yes, I think our team played a really good job of being ready for a really tough opponent. Yes, it's been stated that it's a rivalry game. Our guys understood, how important this game meant to not only to the team, but to all the Michigan fans. I love the fact of our disposition. We were ready from start to finish, and how we got it done was our defense.
I mean, a couple of them were allowed, a couple of them weren't. We know they shoot the ball well, even though percentages in the past few games haven't been the best. But we got to still respect them as great shooters, which they are. So credit to them for making shots today.
I guess from a coach's standpoint, you can understand how it gets, you can get really frustrated by it, because that's what we talk about in our keys before the game. Okay, take care of the ball, take care of the ball. And then the first 5 minutes, we have 7 turnovers. It's like, well, dang, do they even, you know what I mean? So I definitely understand that from a coach's perspective. But for us, and especially for the veterans like me and Cash, we got to do a better job of reiterating that on the court. Like, hey, if you don't got anything, it's cool. Jump back out, get it moving, don't force it.
You see, Michigan head coach Juwan Howard and Michigan State players Aaron Henry and Xavier Tillman after the Wolverines' 77-68 win yesterday in Chrysler Center. Tom Crawford, Michigan played much better than it did in home losses to Oregon, Illinois, Penn State, and Ohio State. What was the difference? How did they play so much better? Or did Michigan State just play worse?
Well, and I'll also compare it to the January 5th game. And for Michigan, it started with defense. I mean, when you think about those first 6 minutes of that game, remember the under 16 timeout came about the 14-minute mark? It was 3-3.
Yeah.
And Michigan was getting 2 shots of possession. But they still, hung in there defensively, and they got the stops. And the biggest thing with Isaiah Livers coming back, yeah, he got 14 points. Yeah, he got 4 or 5 boards, and he got a couple block shots. It's his orchestration on defense and transition D. This is what killed Michigan in the January 5th game, all those fast break points. Michigan State, I think, had 4 fast break points in the first half, only 2 in the second half in this game. That's the difference. Michigan State moves, they push after the made basket. They did not do that against Michigan this time for whatever reason. I asked Israel that question.
Tell you why, because they didn't get enough rebounds. They were out-rebounded 46-40, and Michigan got one of every 3 of its misses.
But I'm talking about when Michigan scores, usually Michigan State pushes the ball out of the net, and they're moving. And they didn't do that this time, or Michigan got back, and that's where Livers comes in as far as making sure everybody gets back.
What was a bigger factor for Michigan? Was it Livers' return, or was it the 4-for-7 3-point shooting and solid floor game from Jeff Jackson Simpson?
Well, JJ was good. There's no question about it. But Livers is the key, and it goes beyond just his presence and all the metrics I talked about. The players look to him. It's just for leadership, and so he's the key. I'm not saying that they're going to win the rest of their games, but it's certainly going to help their chances moving forward.
Rico Beard, the Spartans took the drive. It's a good idea anytime, whether it's noon or 3 a.m. And the hook shot away from Xavier Simpson, but he got him with the shots that they wanted him to take.
Right. Yeah, and you know what? I think you would still do that if they played them 9 more times. Because if Xavier Simpson is shooting the ball, he's not doing the thing that he's best at, distributing the ball. When he is passing out assists, that's the best time. If he's shooting it, let him shoot, because I don't think he'll have a game that way all the time. He made some shots, and normally when he makes that first shot, he's like, okay, I'm shooting it all night. And that's when you're like, okay, just keep shooting it, kid. You probably want to guard him and not give him wide open shots. But that was the strategy. It backfired this time.
So what's your take on an MSU team that has a 3-game Big Ten losing streak for the 2nd straight year, snapped out of it last year, went on and won the regular season title and the tournament, made it to the Final Four, but this team is going to have to win at Illinois Tuesday night, come back and beat first place Maryland 6 o'clock Saturday if it wants to stay in this conference race.
Yeah, ESPN Game Day coming here Saturday for the Maryland game. Hopefully we get a new coach. Anyway.
In football.
In football.
That's where you go with that.
In football. You're going to have to win at Illinois. Illinois is a must-win if you want to contend for the Big Ten title. Tom Izzo, once again, is going to have to put on that magical hat to say, okay, I know I've done it before, but you people don't believe me. I got to show you again. I can fix this. We got to see if he can. Illinois is a must-win if they want to win the Big Ten.
Darian, Michigan went from unranked up to number 4 in the country and out of the rankings, and they still have a chance to climb back with a lot of Quadrant 1 games ahead. Taking a look at the schedules for these 2 teams very quickly, give me a guy not named Winston, Tillman, Livers, or Simpson who can get the Spartans to 14-6 and the Wolverines to 10-10.
Michigan State, I pointed Aaron Henry again, as so many people do. He's the other veteran in the room. And Michigan, it's like a 1A, 1B with Julius and Johns off the bench. Their bench play is going to take them where they want to go.
We'll be back in just a minute. We're going to look at one of the wildest endings ever in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and also the Big Ten action this week. Up next on Press Pass.
Woody's Oasis, your healthy alternative to fast food. Woody's has the best Mediterranean food in town. Stop and see Chuck and Delita. They'll make you feel like family. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is always willing to help.
Hi, how are you doing today? Do you want to do the homemade bread with it, or did you want to do the thin bread as a side?
They'll be sure to put a smile on your face. And as lifelong supporters of MSU athletics, you never know who might stop by. Eat Woody's and live longer.
Coulda, shoulda, Woody's.
Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, right next to campus.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Why did I become a Michigan State Trooper?
I wanted to make a difference, help people, and save lives.
You don't need prior law enforcement experience, and you get paid while you train.
You can serve anywhere in the state, and there are many different career paths.
I want to leave behind a legacy
and be a role model in my community.
Working together to keep our communities safe.
What are you waiting for?
Change your career, change your community, change your life. Apply today.
Whether your insurance need is for business, farm and agriculture, or protecting your home and auto, experience the benefit of a local agent who cares about you with the David Chapman Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. Visit davidchapmanagency.com.
Burger King introduces the new Impossible Crust Sandwich with sausage made from plants.
This is plants?
Plants.
That's crazy. This is so good. I can't believe it. This definitely tastes just as good as sausage.
I think it might taste better than sausage.
Rise and shine with the new Impossible Crust Sandwich. Your way, way better.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for The Big Picture, brought to you by Dean Trailways. With trips for every season, Dean takes care of the details so you can enjoy the experience, including daily casino runs and great getaways to Northern Michigan and Chicago, where Doug Warren and I were for the NFL Legends Classic. That's Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Got two shooters, Matthew Hurt and Alex O'Connell, positioned.
Got the miss. Jones, can he get a shot off? Yes! Jones knocks it down to tie the game.
Just amazing. And throws it right back out. Did he get it off?
Yes, he did. Moore back to Jones. He has been the man down the stretch. And he got fouled on the court.
And Goldwire right with him right now.
A miss. A tap. Jones. Tipped. Yes! Wendell Moore puts it home for Duke. A broken play, a tap back out, an air ball, and alertly Wendell Moore going to the rim and banking it home.
That finish made the perfect 10 look tame.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's the second. You gave a percentage of less than 2%. That's the second time in the past 2 weeks now that's happened in basketball. De'Aaron Fox did the same thing for the Kings and won a game off of that too, bouncing it off the rim. So we've now seen that twice in the last 2 weeks. I hadn't seen it before.
Chances of making that happen.
Yeah, slim to none. We've seen it twice now. It's
Fowler
crazy.
defend is usually sound strategy, but he made it work absolutely perfectly.
Right.
Rico, how would you describe what happened at the Smith Center? And Duke was down 13 points, 4.5 minutes to go, came back and won with the perfect deliberate miss of a free throw and then that jumper at the buzzer. Then they go to overtime and they needed a bad call and an air ball putback to win.
I mean, it was the perfect meltdown. If you're in North Carolina, you don't believe that you can win anymore. They've had such a bad season. It's now mental that they don't know how. They had every opportunity. I think they missed 6 or 7 free throws in the last minute. You make one of them, and you saw the guy. There was no confidence whatsoever. Yeah. I think mentally, they don't believe that they can win. Roy Williams is going to have to do
looked like he was 90 years old.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he knows how to motivate these players, and Duke just took full advantage and said, you know what? These guys don't want to close this game out. Let's go ahead and do it. The shot off the rim, I mean, he has to practice that thing. Yeah. I don't know how you got that.
Driveway basketball.
As much as I want to give credit to Duke, that was a big-time meltdown.
Does it remind anybody of what Michigan would be like in that situation against Ohio State in football? Never done it, so why can you believe that you could do it?
Right, you just start saying, because it's like, oh, the refs are against us, everybody's against us.
Yeah, you got to believe
it. It really wasn't. It was just you. I mean, the ball went by number one. When it bounced off the rim, so much muscle memory, it went right past him. He didn't even realize. All he had to do was put his hands up, and they win the game.
We don't see that kind of deliberate miss. Usually they try to bounce it off the bracket or something. That thing was boom.
And Duke's not a very good team. Carolina's not a very good team. I don't know how Carolina gotten so far ahead of Duke.
Yeah, amazing. Darian, how special was Maryland's big win Friday night at Illinois? A terrific second half. And when you think about what the Terrapins have now with a 9-3 record, Do you think that they're going to claim an outright Big Ten title if they just split their last 2 games with Michigan State?
Well, I don't want them to, but it's definitely possible that they could, and probably very likely right now. And I got to be happy, obviously, because it's like my home team, technically.
Yeah.
You know, I know, through some family, friends and stuff, so actually some people on Maryland's team. And when you think about Maryland's coaching, it always gets a bad rap. Turgeon always gets a bad rap. I mean, from game one, everybody says Mark Turgeon can't coach.
It's just chic to beat on Turgeon, especially this guy.
It's easy to do it.
He freaking hates him
so
for some
him
reason.
to get this opportunity to win an outright Big Ten title
I think he's a heck
with
of a
all the
coach.
talent they have with Cohen and all them, I think that would be pretty special. I mean, it would be pretty special.
Mark Turgeon, Big Ten Coach of the Year, Rico Pierce.
Just a hater.
He's a great coach for 38 minutes.
You were just brutal.
I mean, and it's not me. I like Maryland fans will be like, no,
it
trust
just
me.
became a popular thing to do.
He finds ways to lose games.
Tom, let's take a quick look at the Big Ten standings. And Team of the Week had to be Purdue, the way it eviscerated Iowa, and then it ruined Bob Knight's homecoming at Indiana. What else stood out to you about this conference this week?
Well, the Penn State and Nittany Lions are standing
that?
out with me. I tell you what, you go to play Michigan
deserve to
State.
beat
When
Michigan
Michigan State, they play Michigan State coming off a loss and beat them at the Breslin Center. Yeah. Listen, I saw Penn State 2 weeks ago in Chrysler. They are really, really good.
Yeah.
And Lamar Stevens is a terrific player. I think they got a great coach. They had their first sellout in 9 years. I mean, that's Penn State is they're quietly getting it.
For Penn State, will they be able to be the hunted, not the hunters anymore?
Hard to imagine they would ever fill Bryce Jordan Mausoleum for basketball.
Those seats have never been sat in before.
I'll turn in my AP ballot for tomorrow, and I have Maryland, the second-ranked Big Ten team, behind. I have Penn State, the second-ranked team, behind Maryland. Excuse me. We'll be back in just a minute, and much, much more conversation. We're going to talk about Oscars coming up next.
Okay, here we go.
Well, I was born in a small town, and I live in a small town. Probably died in a small town, small communities.
In small town America, dreams hold fast, but good jobs seem like a thing of the past. And more of our kids have to leave in search of opportunity, making small towns smaller. Mike Bloomberg knows a little something about opportunity. As a business leader and mayor, he created hundreds of thousands of good-paying jobs. So he intends to finally invest in our infrastructure and partner with community colleges to prepare the next generation for next-generation jobs. Because small towns still have big dreams, and Mike intends to fight for them.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
Okay, we're done.
The only station with a weather guarantee.
Fox 47 News.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Team spirit, face paint, more cowbell. Dean Trailways Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
It's leap year, and when the calendar gives you an extra day, let's give our customers extra savings. So leap into your nearest Graf dealership during Graf's Leap Into Savings event.
Leap into Graf and drive off in a new Chevy Equinox, just $149 per month, or a new Chevy Silverado Crew Cab, just $136 per month, or leap into a new Chevy Blazer, just $152 per month.
Right now, leap into extra savings during the Graf Leap Into Savings sales event going on now at a Graf dealership near you. Dad?
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Law of the Jungle segment, brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. I'm talking about chicken shawarma with baked breast meat and hummus made fresh in a 3-day process. That's why I'm there every week. Stop and see Chuck, Delita, and their terrific staff on Trowbridge, or find Woody's favorites at Tom's Foods, Horrocks, and all across MSU's campus. It's the Academy Awards, and we're going to take a look at some famous Oscars. How about Oscar Robertson, the original Mr. Triple-Double, Darian, and tremendous at Cincinnati. And then with the Bucks, there's Oscar Bonavena, one of the heavyweights that Muhammad Ali had fun with along the way. There's Oscar Gamble, one of the best hairdos in sports.
Yes.
That baseball cap, I don't know how it ever stayed on his head.
Clip it on there.
Amazing. There have been some other Oscars. How about Oscar Schmidt, the Brazilian star who led them to Olympic championships, and Judd Heathcote actually tried to recruit him. Who says he can't recruit? And there's Oscar Madison from The Odd Couple.
Also known as Jack Ebling, right?
I was going to say it's Tom Crawford.
No, he's a sports writer, man.
All right, Team 333, let's have our own Academy Awards here. College football and basketball. Tom, let's start with you. And as I always do, Best Supporting Actor is the first of the major awards. And who has been that in college football or basketball this season, not in a starring role, but it wouldn't have been nearly the same without him?
Well, this is easy for me. I'm going to go with Joe Brady, who is the passing coordinator for LSU. And he came on this year. Now he's moved on to the NFL with Carolina, but the impact he had on Joe Burrow was unbelievable. I saw that offense in the Texas game. I go, this can't be LSU. They're moving the ball. They kept attacking. He was the behind-the-scenes guy. He was a real impact guy from a coaching standpoint, so he'd be the best supporting actor.
Pretty good choice. Yeah. Rico Beard, what about the best film? The best film that you're going to watch over. The game was so good, you got to see it more than once.
I got two. I got one for each sport. For college football, I had to go to Alabama LSU this year. LSU wins 46-41. That thing was entertaining because it's SEC. So we think it's going to be, first 1 to 20.
Right.
No. That's when I said LSU is for real. For basketball, I'm going to go with David taking down Goliath. MSU knocking out Zion and R.J. Barrett and Cam Reddish and the Duke Blue Devils. Neither team had a lead bigger than 6. MSU didn't flinch, and when it came down to it, Kenny Goins hits the big shot. You could watch that all over again. Only thing missing are fireworks and the dramatic music when that shot goes down.
Any other college games, films, guys, that you're going to want to watch again over and over and over? Tom, besides the Michigan Ohio State game?
I watched the Duke Carolina game again last night.
Yeah, I would think a lot of people would want to watch that. Darian, what about Best Director for college football and basketball? Who has made the end product so much better?
Yeah, well, football was pretty easy. Ed Orgeron and what he was able to do with LSU this year was obviously extremely special, and it's going to be interesting to see what he's going to do next year without a Burrow, Brady, and the bunch there. Basketball was a little tougher, but I took it all the way up to today, and I really had to sit there and think about it. How about Bruce Pearl with Auburn?
Pretty good.
Final Four last year. This year's 21-2. Top 10 probably when the AP comes out, have an opportunity to make it back again. They're doing some special things down in Alabama with Auburn.
If Auburn had gotten past Virginia, as nearly did, then I think it'd be a pretty easy case. But what about Tony Bennett? He had just lost in the first round. Everyone's saying he's the worst coach ever.
Yeah.
Can never coach.
That's a Hollywood story.
That's a Hollywood story.
That is true.
Yep.
You lose in the first scene, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, Virginia's Virginia when you get,
All right, I'll bring it home with best performance by a leading man. And when you look at football, pretty easy. I think you have a year we haven't seen before by a quarterback. What Joe Brady did what Joe Burrow did with Joe Brady for LSU. And to think that going into this season, people are saying, it's even an NFL pick.
Right.
Yeah. Suddenly, he's a no-brainer, number one choice.
He's an amazing year,
College basketball, talk about Zion and his impact. There's nobody like him this year, Rico. There's nobody who's a consensus number one pick. Might be Anthony Edwards, but there's nobody that you just have to watch. It's must-see TV. I'll give you a guy who I think might be the National Player of the Year, Tom, and you saw him in Ann Arbor.
I know who you're talking.
And that's Luka Garza.
I tell you, man.
Where did that come from?
He worked hard the off season. He really look at his physically. He's a tough dude anyway, but he's cut up pretty good.
If you haven't seen The Journey and the piece they did on Luka Garza, how he nearly died and how he had that cyst as big as a basketball, they took that thing out of his abdomen, and then he came back and he had to learn how to do everything all over again, and he just would not take no for an answer. Luka Garza, pretty incredible stuff, and you're my candidate for National Player of the Year. We'll be back in just a minute. We're going to talk college hockey. We have Michigan State captain Sam Saliba here in studio after the Spartans' tremendous 4-2 win last night at Minnesota.
Great deals going on now during the 19 model clearance sale at Grand Ledge Ford. You can check us out online at grandledgeford.com. 2019 Ford Escape courtesy vehicle. Save $7,600. We've got 5 or 6 in stock. Great deals going on now on 2019 F-150s. Brand new, save $17,600. 30 in stock. Again, check us out online at grandledgeford.com. Always working hard to earn your business.
Hi, I'm Deb Hart.
And I'm Bob Hoffman.
Have you checked out Fox 47 Morning News?
Every weekday morning while Julie and Claire get you caught up on news and weather, we catch up with some of the most interesting people in mid-Michigan on the Morning Blend.
It's your chance to find out what's happening in your own backyard and have a little fun along the way.
Local news, local weather, local people.
Weekdays, 7 to 9 a.m.
Who is that? Who is that?
Woody's Oasis, your healthy alternative to fast food. Woody's has the best Mediterranean food in town. Stop and see Chuck and Delita. They'll make you feel like family. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is always willing to help.
Hi, how are you doing today? Do you want to do the homemade bread with it, or did you want to do the thin bread as a side?
They'll be sure to put a smile on your face. And as lifelong supporters of MSU athletics, you never know who might stop by. Eat Woody's and live longer.
Coulda, shoulda, Woody's.
Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, right next to campus.
The Ticket Machine is your local connection to concert, theater, and sporting event tickets nationwide. Our entertainment experts are ready to help you create a memorable experience, trusted by fans for more than 20 years. Whether you're looking for tickets for your corporate outing, family excursion, or vacation, we offer the best seats and the best prices. Grab a front row seat now on theticketmachine.com.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Lansing's Best segment, brought to you by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority. Bring thousands of athletes and teams to mid-Michigan for hundreds of tournaments and special events. Hats off to the GLSA for showing just what mid-Michigan can be. Great hockey game last night in Minneapolis. Gophers had a 1-0 lead, and here you see Patrick Kodorenko with the rebound, tying it at 1. Then Michigan State with 3 goals in the third period. Dennis Cezanna. Here's a tip in from Boutros Ghafari. Michigan State taking a 3-2 lead. Looked like Minnesota trying to put on some pressure, but Michigan State outshot the Gophers in the third period. John Letherman closing the door. And finally, Brody Stevens getting the insurance goal for Michigan State. A 4-2 win for the Spartans. And I am joined by Michigan State senior hockey captain Sam Saliba. Sam, just about as good a period as Michigan State can have. Can you take us through that 3-0 third and how you erased that 2-1 deficit?
Yeah, I think heading back in the locker room at the end of the second period, we really liked our second there, and we were happy with the progress we were making throughout the game. And it was unfortunate they got that one at the end of the second, but we just said in the locker room to stick with the game plan, and we did that in the third. And credit to our penalty kill earlier in the game. 3 big kills for us with the PK, and then obviously getting 3 big goals there in the third was huge for us.
Minnesota, one of the hottest teams in the country, had won 6 straight, and its last loss had actually been to Michigan State, 4-1 in East Lansing. But for you to come back and get a win like that at Mariucci on the big ice sheet, what does that say about your team?
I just think it says we're a pretty resilient bunch. You know, I think it's arguably the biggest win we've had, at least in my time here, with you know, the circumstances and in terms of the points and the Big Ten standings. And you know, Minnesota's so good, especially on that sheet, and their progression throughout the year since Christmas, especially. So to come back down a goal there heading into the third to get that win, and you know, to get 3 points and you know, keep them from getting any is huge for us.
Well, let's talk about this team, Captain. First of all, you come onto that line with Patrick Kodorenko, Mitchell Lewandowski, and take Taro Hirosi's place. A lot of people said, oh, they won't be the same team without Hirosi. It isn't just your line that's played, but you've gotten so much help from so many other players. The defense has been solid. John Letherman's been great in goal, and you probably have the coach of the year in Danton Goal.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, there's a lot that goes into it, and to you know, the success we're having. You know, as far as me hopping in there with Patrick and Mitch Lewandowski, you know, obviously you can't really replace Taro, you know, being the nation's leading scorer, but you know, it's just about adaptability and finding, you know, different ways to score up and down your lineup, and we've done a great job of that so far throughout the entire lineup. And obviously, you know, the best teams always starts in the back end and in net, and you know, Johnny Letherman's been our MVP for sure for us so far, and our defense continues to get better and better, and it's allowed us forwards to produce when we need to, and we've been a real opportunistic team.
The Big Ten standings, about as jumbled as they could be. Here you see Michigan State in a 3-way tie for second, but you have a couple games in hand on Penn State. What has to happen for MSU to break out of that logjam and go from worst to first?
Just think it's going to take a sweep. You know, we've been playing 500 hockey for, you know, most of the season, especially the second half, and I think the first team to get that sweep is going to really put them over the hump here.
6 o'clock Friday night. You're hosting Michigan. Then 3 days later, you're back at Little Caesars Arena. That's the Michigan home game. What would it mean for you as a captain to go through with a 4-0 record in the regular season against the Wolverines?
Yeah, obviously it'd mean everything. You know the rivalry at stake against those guys, and you know, they're playing good hockey as of late as well. So to cap it off, is, you know, as in your senior year, to win 4 in a row against those guys would be pretty special.
Sam, thanks for coming in. Really appreciate it. You got a lot of people turned on to hockey now again. Used to be the hottest ticket in town, and looks like it's going to be a really tough ticket to get Friday night. We'll be right back with our Cool and Smooth segment, the weekly awards, up next.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Team spirit, face paint, more cowbell. Dean Trailways Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
The student bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
Giving Mid-Michigan their late news an hour earlier.
Every night at 10.
You work hard for your money and you deserve to keep it. Why pay $1.99 to jumpstart your insurance for 7 days when you can start a 6-month policy for less? 30 days with Stop One Insurance costs less than 7 days with them. Everyone approved, no matter your driving history. Guaranteed. Call today, save today.
Larry's RV has provided new and used RVs, parts, accessories, and service for almost 50 years. Come by and check out our newly remodeled showroom and see our huge selection of RV accessories. Larry's RV in Jackson.
Where's Larry?
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Cool and Smooth segment, brought to you by the 5 Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious butter burgers and premium frozen custard. That's Culver's. Welcome to delicious.
But I'm going to tell you something, guys, and I really mean this from the bottom of my heart. If there's any Michigan State people out there that are abusing some of my players on that frickin' Twitter, I'm sick of it. Okay? I'm sick of dealing with what I got to deal with on that. So if they are Michigan State fans, I'd be more than happy to buy their tickets. And I mean that. I mean that. Now, if they're not, but some of the stuff that my guys have put in front of me the last couple of days, I mean, we're still 16-7. We're not 5-20. I'm pretty proud of this place. I'm pretty proud of the 550,000 living alums. And this is despicable on some of the things that have gone out there about some of our guys that have given more to this program than most of those alums or most of those people sitting behind a chicken keyboard.
Michigan State head basketball coach Tom Izzo doesn't need more tickets, but he's willing to buy yours if you're one of the people who has been tweeting about players in a way that he finds inhumane. I guess I don't get that, guys. You know, if you're trolling somebody else, a different team, but to eat your own, Tom, we've seen it with Michigan football players.
It's the root of all evil, the internet, I swear to God.
Well, they're fans for a reason. They're fanatics. You don't ever think your team should be losing.
Yep.
Now, if you're saying something that's just holding up a mirror, that's one thing. But, yeah, when you personally attack people,
behind the keyboard.
Yeah.
All right, Team 333, who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's mint explosion this week? Rico Beard, what about our play of the week?
Play of the week, I got two. Now, here's why I got two. Trey Jones.
Yeah.
Off the rim, get the rebound, hit the game-tying shot for Duke. Duke goes on to beat Carolina 98-96 at Chapel Hill in one of the best rivalries ever in college basketball. I got to give it to Trey Jones. I wanted to give it to your guy, Jeff, but no.
Oh, no,
Here's the other
Eli
one.
Brooks to Teskey in the Spear Jam.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh,
it's a
come
dunk.
on.
Hit it off the front of the rim. Nobody sees that. That's man bites dog.
Okay.
An alley-oop is dog bites man.
You got it?
The tip of the hat, Bill Beekman, you may have the play of the week.
Ooh.
I'll leave it at
Doing
that.
it futuristically.
Yeah. A lot of people doubted whether he could pull that off, too. Darian Harris, what about our game of the week?
I was going to go Duke, North Carolina, but we've talked about it a lot. So I'll kind of steer in that same direction as your latter part of your play of the week. My game of the week is the game of Michigan State's fans are playing on Twitter of trying to figure out who is going to be the next coach. Some of you all should be hired by the FBI. I have never seen this type of just intel, and I mean, we're looking at shoes at airports. We're looking
high
underneath
heels,
fences. We're looking at heels, tattoos.
Oh
it's
my
unbelievable.
God.
A lot of FBI agents.
I have honestly gone from annoyed to impressed. I can't be anything but impressed with this amount of time and dedication.
This is called Get a Life.
It's unbelievable.
Team of the week, Tom Crawford.
Team of the week, I could go Maryland. I could go Penn State, but I'm going to go with the Purdue Boilermakers.
Oh, I love
They
it.
spanked Iowa. They could beat the Lakers at Mackey Arena, and then they came back and they spoiled the Bob Knight thing. And,
Tommy Luce, their version of Steven Izzo. Hits 2 threes.
Yes, I mean, I couldn't believe what I was seeing with Purdue.
People got upset, like, why is he shooting threes? I'm like, he's like, that's what I said. He's like their Steven.
But then they bounced back and they spoiled that Bob Knight thing.
Yeah.
That was impressive by Purdue. They're my team.
Some of the Indiana fans who've been waiting to see Bob Knight for decades were happy he was there, but they didn't really like what they saw.
Yeah, well, the optics were not good.
The optics were not good.
Yeah.
Player of the week, I just want to ask you, the MVP of the Super Bowl was?
Oh, Damian Williams.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, yeah, that's no
Damian Williams. You didn't get to go to Disney World. Patrick Mahomes got that. You were the MVP of Super Bowl 54.
I agree with that.
Tom Crawford, you can hear him on podcasting, Wolverine.com. Rico Beard, you can catch him on the Spotlight Radio Network, and Darian Harris with us on Thursdays. Have a great week, everyone.